Could we please get to somebody to convince Jasmine Crockett to run for the presidency in 2028? I think the DNC needs to grab hold of this lady and just go all in. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Huh? Huh? Can we just have them go all in on Jasmine Crockett? That would be so fantastic. So fantastic. Could you imagine, like, let's say J.D. Vance was the front runner of the Republican Party, and J.D. Vance versus Jasmine Crockett in a debate, huh? Can you imagine what that would be like? I say that. We should make a skit, right? I wouldn't be able to make it though. Somebody else would have to make it because I'd get in trouble. Somebody would because I can't do that. I'm not the right type of person to be able to make skits like that. But please, Jasmine Crockett, if you have not thought about this, please run for the presidency in 2028, girl. Oh, man. I can't think of somebody better than Kamala Harris. I can't even say it without laughing.
I wanted to wrap up the show today by talking a little bit about Vice President J.D. Vance. I've been part of a few panel discussions on CNN the last couple of days where they're playing clips of Vance and playing clips of other people trying to say things that, you may or may not agree with, and ascribing these things to Vance and blaming Vance for some sort of coddling of Vance. And you look at how cable news is covering this, you might get a different story that somehow Vice President Vance missed a moment or didn't do what he was supposed to do. The vice president is quite clearly on the record on these matters.
Ghetto Democrat is receiving backlash on social media. Even liberals are going off on her. She came after J.D. Vance replied him. If you watch American Feast recently, I think just 2 days ago, J.D. Vance gave a speech and mentioned her name. She didn't take that lightly, but she lied all through, replying to him.
Now, I don't do politics. I don't. I let people talk politics. I let them vote for who they want to vote for, support who they want to support. And I don't get into politics on social media. But I literally just heard what J.D. Vance said about U.S. Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett. Whoever J.D. Vance was talking to, the president, vice president of the United States, whoever he was talking to, he referred to Jasmine Crockett's street girl persona. Well, for one, to me, it's racist because you don't call any magically melanated woman a girl, especially when she's a grown woman. Just like you don't call any magically melanated man a boy. It's the same thing. Because if he was talking about a magically melanated man and talking about his street boy persona, that's a no-no.
Yes, it is very important to air your mind. Yeah, but don't lie. Jasmine said a lot of things in this interview. J.D. Vance is only the vice president because Trump tried to get Mike Pence. That is what Jasmine is saying. I don't know. I've never seen that. She's still struggling to push this their crazy January 6th narrative. What exactly? I don't get it. You don't say that. A lot of people are now calling Trump should sue her. And that is just the only thing. She has been doing this for a very long time and nobody is standing up to say something. To me, I believe this should be the time the president should respond.
So I went down a rabbit hole on the Democratic Party. And I wanted to do it for myself because nobody could tell me how the Democratic Party could push such weird agendas and somehow still get full support from black people. And I feel like growing up, that's all we know. Vote Democratic, vote blue. I wanted to see for myself where these loyal ties come in. Let's talk about it.
You don't have a right to disparage and disrespect anyone. No one. Especially a magically melanated woman who has to deal with all the things that she has to deal with in her position and who has had to deal with all the things she's had to deal with to get to where she is. She's not a street girl. And to talk about her nails, she's about as rich. Come on, man. See, I'm telling you, see, people love to take shots at magically melanated, aka black men and black women, because they feel like it ain't no repercussions to that. You can say what you want to say about us. Ain't nobody really gonna say anything. But I'm gonna say it. I've said it once. I'm gonna say it again. Everybody that's haughty, that's high and mighty, that's sitting on pedestals, not living the way they supposed to live, the Most High is gonna clean all of this up. So you have to be careful of who you oppress, who you disrespect, who you talking about, who you try to take from. You gotta be careful, especially when you don't know who certain people really are. But those are just my takes on it. JD Vance, it was weak, it was disrespectful. And I'm not just gonna sit back and continue to let people just take shots at us, especially at our women, and not say nothing back. Period. But do you? Because we gonna do us. All praise.
And just hours ago, Vice President J.D. Vance weighed in on the race at the Turning Point USA conference. The caricature he tried to make of you at this conservative youth conference.
First of all, he's trying to rile up his base, because right now we know that no matter if we're looking in deep red Tennessee, Mississippi, or Georgia, we know that we're swinging no less than 10 points. And unlike what we've had historically in Texas, because I know that you talked about the Texas dream of turning us blue, is that we have a candidate in me who absolutely plans to talk to any and everybody, and that is why they are afraid. The fact that he said I have a quote-unquote street girl persona, I'm sorry, but anybody that you talk to knows my credentials. They know that I've gone to school. They know that I'm educated. I never tried to put on some random story about where I came from, but at the end of the day, I am who I am, and I am authentic. And that is actually what they are fearful of, is my authenticity, because it rings true with every single American.
It is very normal for you to don't like someone at the beginning. But when you go closer to that person, your mind might change. I believe this was the case of Julie Evans. So they have been working peacefully. Why bringing this now as a topic of discussion? Now going back into Jasmine, she talked about authenticity. She's not authentic. A lot of fake things that we see. Sometimes she's struggling to change her accent, fake eyelashes. These are just a lot of these things that don't make her authentic. She is fake. Like I've been seeing a lot of people saying, what Jade Vance said was just okay. I don't know why she gets so irritated to this level. Jasmine is forgetting something. Trump will not be the president again. His mandate will soon be over. These attacks every single time going back to Trump, because you can't figure out anything to criticize J.D. Vance. So the only thing you can do is to go back to Trump to pick up something to attack. That is funny, right? Look for something and attack J.D. Vance. That's what I want to see. Don't go into his boss, then you struggle to bring. He's only the vice president because his boss tried to take away this man's life. That's insane. It means you have nothing against J.D. Vance, because if you will not go back to Trump. That is just my little observations on this video. I don't want to make it long. I think I'm going to end here. God bless you abundantly. Please share the video. As of the short clip, that is for YT algorithm.
I'm going to make a correction here. Not what I would like to have heard from you, but you did do it. So there you go.
Out. Buy what I'm selling. Yes, this is a lemon. Yes, he is selling nothing but lemons.
One thing I'll give him credit on is this bonuses to troops. He's giving them basically $1,700.
Let's see if they get the.
Well,
I want to see them get it.
Breaking through all. Put his condolences out.
Democrats think that MAGA is going to break up because of Donald Trump's criticism of Rob.
Can sit at either place. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate it.
You and your husband were friends with Rob and Michele Reiner, and
Everybody knew that wasn't true.
A dangerous relative as a likely suspect, a tip that led to her brother Nick. Rob Reiner and Nick had a heated argument the night before at Conan O'Brien's Christmas party, being back on his own. In one interview,
she said, we don't
should have said nothing.
The United States to take this family tragedy in which the president had made no comment.
When
people ought to have.
Yeah.
Absolute horror.
On the economy, and that actually drove